I love to exercise, and I work out almost every day, but recently I've been feeling that my workouts have not been challenging enough for me, and I've been wanting to try something new. So I signed up for Classpass.
What's the deal? What is Classpass? I've heard it a lot, but what is it?
Well, you've come to the right place. Welcome to our What's the Deal podcast. I'm Dannielle, and this is my husband, Mike.
Hello.
And today we are going to talk about Classpass. Just a quick note, we are definitely not sponsored by Classpass.
Yeah, definitely not.
We are not there yet in this journey to be sponsored by anybody. But we just wanted to talk about Classpass because I have been on Classpass for a while now, and Mike has been asking me about it and has been curious about it, and it's kind of been a phenomenon that's taken us all by storm. So we just wanted to dive in on Classpass and explain a little bit more about what it is, why I like it, and what's the deal.
Yeah, what's the deal? Give it to me.
Well, Classpass is an app that you can download, and then you can make an account and sign up for it. Classpass is available in over 30 countries around the world, so it's not just in the United States. That's a question that I get a lot from people that I tell about Classpass. They're like, well, is it in New York? Is it in Europe? Like, what is this? And it is. It's available in all 50 states in the United States and available worldwide. And basically, within the app, you can search for a certain type of workout class. They even have salons and spa services that you can look for too.
Wow.
And you sign up for a service or for a workout class using what are called credits in the app itself. So rather than using your dollars that you would normally pay for a workout class or a salon treatment or whatever, you pay for credits within the app and as part of your account, and then you use the credits to sign up for the service or the class that you want to participate in. So what's great about that is you get more value out of your credits.
Yeah. Because that's what I was going to ask. Like, so is it cheaper then to have a Classpass and then use it at all these establishments versus just having like a membership with a certain club or whatever?
At least in my experience, I actually have not used it for like spa and salon treatments or services, but for the workout classes, it is more valuable to go through Classpass. And that's because when you sign up for Classpass, you get a free trial, typically. That's 38 credits free to you when you start. But then after that, you have to sign up for a plan. So you sign up for a membership plan through Classpass, basically. For example, my plan is 33 credits for $69 a month, which is about $2.09 per credit. So for example, I go to SoulCycle, which is an indoor spin class gym or studio.
Right.
And a class at SoulCycle is about 7 to 9 credits, which again, for the plan that I pay for is about $2.09.
So we can say like $16 roughly, let's just say.
Yeah. So the class costs about $14 to $18 per class.
Yeah.
Depending on how many credits that class costs for that time.
Got it.
But through SoulCycle directly, you can get 4 classes for $99. That's one of their plans, for example. That's about $24.75 per class.
What the heck?
So it's actually cheaper, technically, on Classpass.
Yeah.
So like $14 versus $24. Yeah. That's a $10 difference.
That's so weird. How is that even possible from like a business standpoint? Like, how are they swinging that deal?
That's a great question.
Because it's like, from the business's standpoint, like I guess you could make the claim that, right, you said SoulCycle, right? That's one of them. So like, I guess you could say if you're SoulCycle, maybe you're guaranteeing more people booking your classes, I guess, because you're welcoming in your members plus Classpass members, but then you're not making anywhere near the same margin there. So that's an interesting one.
Well, and that's also interesting you bring that up because I've been to a different indoor cycling gym, Cycle Bar. And I've been to a location in one area where they have Classpass classes and options available. But there's another cycle bar in a different area that doesn't allow class passers to sign up for their classes.
Interesting.
So it's up to at least
like the location.
Right. At least from my experience and what I understand, it's up to the individual location to determine whether they allow people who use Classpass to sign up for their classes.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. And it's like, so do you know, is like Classpass, was the intention for it to just be like, because I could see, you know, from like the business standpoint, like SoulCycle or whatever, like if there's a service that people are using to test out, you know, and I use the word test on purpose, right? To test out these different fitness classes. And then they like, oh, let me try a SoulCycle class. And they're like, oh, I love that one. I'm going to get a membership with SoulCycle, right? Like that's probably where the actual fitness class is thinking. But it sure seems like a lot of these users you're just sticking with the Classpass subscription, right? Because as long as they're offering you that lower price, why would you not? You get more variation at a lower price, which means you probably get less, like you were saying, less stale on your workouts. That's so interesting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why I've kept Classpass, because you get way more variety. Rather than spending $99 a month for 4 SoulCycle classes only, I can spend $69 a month and go to Pilates classes, yoga classes, spin cycle classes, boxing. They have martial arts, like they have HIIT style classes. Like there's so many different types of workouts that you can do. And I do think the intention is kind of to allow people to try out classes for the first time, see if they like it. And at least when I first got the app, I thought you could only go to a class one time and that was it. Yeah. And I was like, oh, there's the catch. But that's not true. You can book again and again and again through Classpass. And it's awesome because then, like I said, I go to Pilates classes, some gyms you can go to with credits instead of like just a workout class. So there's just more variety and more things that you can do if you go through Classpass versus getting a membership at that specific studio or gym.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, I'm fascinated by the economics of that. And we don't necessarily need to dive into it, but that's just where my mind goes back to. But it's certainly, I don't know, maybe our reality is a little bit skewed. Maybe it could be just where we live or the people that we interact with, but it definitely feels like, especially like the women around our, I don't know, community, whatever you want to call it, are like latching onto this thing. That's because, yeah, I heard it from you first, but then that's when I started noticing, even like at work and stuff, it's like Classpass was getting thrown around left and right. And I was like, what the heck? What's going on out there?
Exactly.
What's the deal?
And that's how I heard about it too, was through friends and coworkers. They were like, oh, you gotta like try Classpass. And it's estimated that about 90% of Classpass users are female.
Interesting.
And I think that might be because women tend to band together a little bit more in their workout classes, and there's support a little bit more in the classes.
A camaraderie sense.
Right. And there's a sense of community. You can make friends. Like there's just a different experience when you go to a workout class versus working out by yourself. And that's, Yeah, that's really interesting. Because you've mentioned before, right? Like you said, like the spread in your classes probably actually matches what you're describing, right? Like in most of these classes, I guess maybe it depends, right? But most of them, it probably is like 9-to-1 women, right? I think so. At least in my experience, most of my classes are all women. Some of them, there might be like 1 or 2 men, but for the most part, it's women, you know, and it might be because of the classes that I go to and the type of fitness that I'm interested in.
Right. Like, which is what it's like Pilates, spin, HIIT. Weren't you doing what's bar? You said you were going to bar.
Yes, I was doing bar classes. I was doing bar classes for a little bit too. That one's a little bit hard to describe. It's kind of like ballet-esque. Like there's a lot of
like how they stand next to the bar.
Exactly.
Next to the mirror thing, and you're doing like lots of calf raises and stuff.
Correct.
It's like standing Pilates.
Yeah, in a way, yes.
I see.
Like very, kind of that ballet conditioning type of exercise. And I like them. There just isn't a great bar studio that I like super close by. So I just haven't really stuck with that one. But I do enjoy those classes. They're very hard. They're a lot harder than you would think.
Yeah.
But even in those classes, like I think I went to maybe, let's say 5 of those classes. Out of 5 of those classes, there was one guy that went to one, and the rest were all girls.
Yeah.
So.
Which one has like the most even spread or more guys go to?
I would say in my experience, I think it's like the yoga.
Yoga.
Yeah, the yoga classes
Yeah.
I've been to, it's pretty even. I'd say it's like 60-40 women and men. Sometimes there are more women in those classes too, but there's guys in those classes as well.
I could see that. That one makes most sense. And yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense, right? Because spin, like I hate spin. I'm not going to do that.
Why do you hate spin?
Because it sucks. I don't know. How else do I say it? I think, which is funny because I do like riding bikes other than having to do all the maintenance of the bike. But I do enjoy like riding bikes out in nature and whatnot. So I don't know. Maybe there's something about the stationary aspect of it that I'm not a huge fan of. Because same thing, like I kind of hate treadmills too. But you know, I'll go for like a HIIT style run out in the neighborhood or something. Probably part of it's the fresh air. I kind of like, I don't know, all the different terrain. I don't know. It's definitely just psychological.
Yeah, we've talked about this before, and I've actually been trying to get you to get Classpass because I want you to try some of these classes with me because I know for a fact you would enjoy them and you would get a good workout.
Yeah, I have no doubt that the workouts would, you know, kick some ass. Like, especially like Pilates and stuff. Like Pilates is hard.
Oh yeah.
The very little that I have done, it's like, ouch.
Yeah.
I guess it's just like for guys, it's all like weightlifting and, you know, CrossFit, weightlifting, all that kind of stuff.
Well, they have weightlifting and CrossFit type classes on Classpass.
Yeah.
I think you can go to F45 on Classpass.
I don't know what that is either.
For those of you who may not have heard of F45. And actually, I don't know a lot about F45 either, but from what I understand, it is kind of like a CrossFit-esque HIIT type workout. They do like the ropes where you like...
Oh, actually, yeah. There's one actually just down the street, right? On the corner by the post office.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have one really close by.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
okay.
those
Yeah.
are...
And they have like barbells and stuff. And all
it's
that.
like circuits, as far as I understand. You know, you'll do like a weight for a little while. You'll like the ropes. I don't know how to describe that.
No, I know what you mean. Yeah, I think they just call them ropes.
Oh, you do the ropes.
Yeah, you just do the ropes.
So you know what I mean. But anyways, I think that it's really great for working out, to get a lot of variety in your workouts, to get very challenging workouts. And it's great too because when you're in a class, you're competing against the people around you, or at least I do. I'm kind of competitive with working out. So if I see somebody running faster, I'm going to pick up my pace.
Right.
Or if I see somebody who's in a plank and they've been holding their plank this whole time for like 30 seconds and we've got another 30 to go.
Aspect.
Right. It's like, well, I'm not dropping my plank. Like I'm going to keep up. Yeah. So to me, it pushes me harder and I really enjoy that about it.
Yeah. I thought it was funny too. I think what was it? I like came home one day from work and I was telling you about how one of my coworkers is like going on a bunch of dates and trying to figure all that out. And you're like, you know what he should do? He should go to like Body Rock or whatever, a Pilates class. So there's another pro tip for you young gentlemen out there.
Dude,
hit up from Classpass, get some free classes. As
long as, you know, you approach it in the correct way. Women do not like to be bothered in general while they're working out, usually. You know, we don't want guys looking at us up and down while we're working out. We are not there.
Don't go harass people.
Right. We're not there to like find a date. But if you happen to try out some of these classes, like it is a great way to meet people because you tend to just talk to the people around you. And, you know, if you're looking for a potential partner, bada bing, bada boom, you've already got something in common. You both love exercising.
Right.
And if you're a guy and you're not afraid to go to a Pilates class, that scores you points typically with a woman.
Right.
Like that's cool that you don't mind
Right.
going.
Yeah, as long as you're literally there. I mean, obviously maybe your sub motive or whatever, ulterior motive, I think is the better term, is like, to look for a partner or something. But if you're like, you know what, I'm just gonna get a good workout in, blah 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 blah, build a community, and if something comes along, great.
Right. It can be kind of like
funny. Whole
just
scheme.
check it out, try it out, do it for the workout. And if you happen to meet somebody there and you have something in common and you make a friend and then it turns into something more, that's what I mean, is like that could be possible.
Yeah.
And that might be a good thing to try if you are not as interested in like dating apps and
What's
just want to like
dating app.
Oh gosh, yeah,
We
that's
just
for
sent you to
another
Classpass.
episode.
Oh, actually, that would be a good one too. Huh?
Yeah,
Really
totally.
interesting. Awesome.
But
So how many, we can wrap it up pretty soon, but how many different classes have you been to? Like how many different like establishments maybe? Do you know?
ooh, let me think.
Like couple spins, couple. I'm just curious to know kind of the variety and.
I'd say I've been to, a couple spin type classes. I've been to Soul Cycle and Cycle Bar. Mm-hmm. I've been to a couple different types of Pilates classes. I've been to Body Rock, Pilates Republic. Mm-hmm. I've been to a bar class. I've been to Studio Bar. I've been to a couple different yoga studios. Uh-huh. Right now, their name escapes me for both of those, but I've been to 2 yoga studios. Mm-hmm. I've been to like a HIIT style workout. Mm-hmm.
Did you do a boxing one? Or you thought about it?
I thought about doing a boxing one. They have boxing, but I haven't tried it yet.
Yeah.
That one might be the next one that I try, but I want to go with my friends.
Yeah.
I don't want to go alone to that one. So like 8 or 9 different types of classes.
Nice.
Yeah, but that's actually another cool thing too about Classpass is you can add your friends to your Classpass account. So
you could see what your friends are up to.
Exactly. If your friend signed up for a yoga class on Tuesday at 3:00, you can go, oh,
thanks for the invite, Stacy.
Yeah, Stacy, what? You're going to yoga on Tuesday?
Just building toxic
I'm going to go too.
Oh.
Yeah, and then you can sign up for that yoga class and go with your friend.
Yeah.
Or your friend can actually invite you to the class that they signed up for. So Stacy could
be a good friend.
Yeah.
And send you the invite.
Yeah,
send me
TFTI.
the deets, Stacy.
Stacy.
God. Stacy.
She can sign up for that class, and then there's a button to invite friends.
Yeah.
So you can invite your friends to come to the class with you. And you can invite people who are on Classpass or who are not on Classpass. You can just let them know like, hey, I signed up for this class and I want you to come with me. And, if you're communicating with your friends a lot, they'll probably let you know what they're signed up for so you can go together or you can plan to sign up for the same class.
Yeah.
But in my experience, it has been a really great way to stay connected with the friends that I already do have, as well as maybe meeting a couple new people and seeing the same people at the same classes you go to.
It's like that tier 2 friendship or whatever, where you're like typically not going to hang out too much outside of class. But if you do see them in class, you'll hang out, you'll be friendly, the whole thing.
Right,
Those
exactly.
are nice to have too.
Yeah, definitely.
No.
Well, and for the friends that you do already have who also have Classpass, like some of my friends that I have that are also on Classpass, we have hung out more because we go to workout classes together.
Yeah.
So we see each other more throughout the week.
It sounds like a guy friendship stuff, which could be a whole nother episode and probably will be.
Yes, that's a whole other thing, right? Like, it helps to have some things in common with your friends. And because my friends and I have been going to Classpass classes and have been doing it together for a while, it's something else that we've developed a commonality on. It's something else that we have in common that we can talk about, joke about, and we understand because we've all been through it. We've all been through a freaking hard class that kicks our butts and we're suffering and dripping sweat together. We're like, oh my gosh, remember that insane
yeah,
class?
that's totally a thing. I'm actually glad you brought that up. Like there is like a common suffering effect that it has on friendships and whatnot. Because you can always like reminisce on it. And, like the fact that you all went through some, we went through it together, kind of thing. That's what you gals say. I know, right?
Exactly. Yeah. It's camaraderie.
But no, that's totally a thing.
It's a sisterhood.
Last thing I want to ask you then because people love lists. You just said you went to about 8 different. You know, I'll keep it easy. Give me, in your opinion, it can be a mixture of, you know, fun to hard workout to whatever ratio. What are your top 3 classes that you have taken, or your favorite, whatever, just top 3?
My favorite
fitness classes
have been, I would say number 1 is Pilates, Reformer Pilates to be specific.
So which ones have that?
Body Rock. Body Rock is my number 1. I love Body Rock classes. It's spelled BODYROK.
Not sponsored again.
Not sponsored.
But maybe one day.
I'm just saying that's a great studio if you want to check out a very, very challenging Reformer Pilates class.
Yeah, and the Reformer is literally like this torture device, right? Where you like get strapped down and they pull your extremities.
Yep, that's what they do.
It's a great time. No, just Google search it. It kind of looks like a torture device, and it kind of is, but
it has exercise. Like the main component of it is that it has a little sliding deck kind of in the middle of it, and it slides back and forth, and that's what you use to stabilize yourself in a lot of the exercises. And then it has springs, so you can add resistance to it, and then there's different like little straps and like bungees, cables, I guess is what they're called, cables. So you can do like upper body workouts, you can do lower body. It's crazy. It's quite an experience. It's a lot of fun.
Where are the spikes, you know, like the spikes so you can't sit down or rest?
Yeah, that too. Look out. They'll light a fire.
Watch out for the spikes.
Yeah, there's spikes and fire underneath
you. Spikes.
So you can't drop your plank.
Acid.
No.
Okay, anyways.
So that's number 1. Number 1 is Body Rock.
Got it.
Number 2 for me, I would say, is Soul Cycle.
Soul Cycle?
Yes.
And that's spin, right?
That is a spin class. So it's a stationary indoor spin bike.
Got it.
And that one is really fun, very challenging as well. It's a mix of like spin and a lot of choreography. You actually are able to mix in.
They're like bumping music.
Yeah, the music is loud. It's like high energy. There's an idea with Soul Cycle that I like a lot where you're moving as one group. So if you're
it's like the wave.
Exactly, in a way. So if everybody's going left, right, it's better if you're on pace. If you're like left, right, because then everybody's moving together and you can keep the pace better because you could look at your neighbor and they're doing the same thing that you're doing.
Right.
And
sets a rhythm.
You keep up with them. Exactly. It sets the rhythm. And some songs are way faster and some are slower. And so you get that mix. They'll also have weights too. So you do some arm workouts in those classes as well.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Cool. And then number 3.
Number 3 is a hard one. I don't know, actually. I would say the HIIT style workouts where there's a treadmill and weights. So you have several different types of circuits. So you'll like run and sprint on the treadmill. Sometimes there's like a sled function. So you're like pushing sleds and then you do weights. And then you go back to the treadmill and then you do weights again. There's a couple different types of those studios or gyms. One of them is called Barry's. Another one is called Revel. I know they have more. I think another one is called Stride. So there's a lot of different types of those out there too.
Wow. Yeah, there's so many different types.
Yeah.
Interesting. Really interesting. Well, hey, if anyone listening has Classpass, we'd love to hear your thoughts on Classpass. You know what? Drop us your top 3 list. Which ones do you like? And who knows? Maybe if there's like a consensus between like, you gotta try Body Rock. Who knows? Maybe I'll have to try one of these days, and then we can have a follow up. I can complain about how I was tortured.
Yep, that would be great
on the torture machine. Oh, and we just need to get the other husbands and boyfriends to go, and then maybe I'll go too. Camaraderie.
Of course, yeah. Maybe we'll get them to go too. And
if they don't go, I'll still do it eventually.
Okay, eventually.
Eventually,
you've been
the
saying
keyword.
He's been saying that for like a year, you guys.
No, like 6 months to a year.
Okay. Well, anyways, I think
hey, that's the deal. What's the deal with Classpass? I think you just heard the deal.
That's the deal. And we'll see you all next time. Thanks for listening. Bye.